A new mini-boss announced for Astreaos. Server transfers invite a surprising inclusion. And what's happening with survival of the fittest? You're right, kids, it's Raasclark, and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. Because Community Crunch 495 introduces us to a brand new mini-boss, Hello Minotaur, seeming to be a bigger, meaner version of the minions you found in that certain artifact cave in the original Astreaos island. Minotaurkos, hidden deep within the caves of the new extension Paranthos, that's seeming to be pitched as something that's as strong as an ox, so get your best fighters at the ready if you're attempting to take this on, and turns out you're going to need to, because Minotaurkos seems to be one of a variety of different gateways, giving you access to take on the mighty Hydra, probably just guarding an artifact, right? With all words posing this to be a tanky fighter, with Wildcard teasing it to be a test of raw endurance. Alongside the Minotaurkos, another reveal has been offered to us that the Scorpion King that we're going to be finding out to fight in the Dunes is apparently going to be one of two variants, a Scorpion King and a Scorpion Queen. If they've got different abilities up their sleeve depending on which one you face remains to be seen, but Nakatas did tease a while back to expect a venomous reward once defeated, with my guess being possibly nameless venom. Alongside the Deathworms all still roaming the Dunes out there too, I know a few of you asked about that one. It's still on track and dated for the 25th of Feb this month, that's just next week. But I don't know, man, we know how these things go. I would definitely place my bets on perhaps a delayed day or two. I'm going to go with a very firm 27th release date personally. We know how these things play out. I certainly wouldn't be booking a day off for this if you intend to. But either way, very excited for this biggest expansion yet for Astreaos, and it's a wonder how many of you are going to be racing for that Minas Tirith base location. And with player numbers already filling out on Astreaos, it's a wonder, are they going to increase the slots when this new expansion arrives? We're already seeing a lot of people moving over from Lost Colony, still quite a few over there, but I believe when that expansion arrives, a lot of people are going to be jumping over. There's quite a few out there that especially have been waiting for Astreaos to be a more complete map, and this expansion certainly provides almost a complete version of Astreaos. There is a planned last island to be added, but I don't think much is going to be arriving with that. It's a wonder what exactly Nakatas is cooking up with that last final island. But if you have been awaiting to play Astreaos and waiting for a more complete version, now really is the time. This expansion is meant to be adding so much more. This is meant to be the biggest expansion ever for Astreaos, and I'm excited to see what hasn't been teased yet. Fingers crossed the server's going to perform well enough when this expansion arrives. In other news, official transfers are now open, so if you want to go and check out Lost Colony with any of the creatures or items that you've got on other maps, you can do that now. And when it turns out, there's a few inclusions that honestly, myself, I'm very surprised by. It's certainly not the Maguana, and I'm very welcome to be using that one to bomb it around the city at lightning quick speeds. It's not even the Cosmo, which if you haven't already, I would strongly recommend you take one over there and go web swinging around the city as long as you don't crash. It is perhaps the most fun experience you can do to date on that map. Please do it now. It's just so fun swinging around at lightning quick speeds and bombing it away from neophytes or any other dangers awaiting. It is in fact Karkas and Gigas. There was a big debate on whether Wildcard might allow these or not, looking particularly at outposts that really, with a well-mutated Karka or Giga, outposts are an absolute doddle, and here's us meat running our way through one unofficial like it's absolutely nothing. We actually ran a poll prior to this taking effect, where it turned out there was almost an even split on people that didn't want them versus people that did. Just a few more of you that did though. And I've got to say, me personally, I was in the box of keeping them off because, well, yeah, the pitched difficulty of that map is quickly cast aside when you start running around the city on one of these. So it has to be said, whilst I was concerned this would completely abandon the use of Occidons in the future, it does turn out that Occidons are still doing more structural damage than even Karkas or Gigas. I don't know whether there's a secret hidden boost to them, but either way, I guess if you're still farming for those boss fights, you've got an absolutely easy way to do it now. And so it's almost March and there's not been a single word mentioned regarding the survival of the fittest update. If you recall, this was teased to be arriving in Q1 during their product roadmap announcement at the start of the year, bringing a new, refreshed and improved version of it with better mechanics, competitive matchmaking systems and meta game reward loops. That last bit I really enjoyed reading. and developed by Studio Sirens, who of course tried their very best to bring you that wonderfully celebrated 10-year anniversary Snail Games pushed with no time or resources allowed map DLC. And whilst their name now is tied to the mod if you search it up on the CurseForge store, that's about it. There's not really much else to go on. They have mentioned it very briefly within their ARK Aquatica Discord, where community manager Blaze mentioned that their different takes are hopefully going to provide a very interesting version of Sotif. And I've got to say, I'm a touch concerned on this being a development of the already existing mod. Because if you don't know, the original top of the game Battle Royale mode of ARK that was that popular, it was part of the esports scene for a very short period, of course died off how it did and then got reborn through Codigo Alex with a new version of it, this time instead of allowing you to control creatures and tame a lot of creatures in the pursuit to win each match. Well, that mod existed and has existed throughout ASA and, well, nobody plays it. It's out there. The amount of people that don't know these have been available on official servers to join any and every time you wish is pretty astounding. What I'm hoping at the very least, Wildcard will do something to bring this to centre stage, front page of the main menu screen for you to get involved with. Please do not hide these behind official server options. That could be the worst thing ever. Although if you check today, there are literally nobody playing the existing Sotif servers right now. There is only just these servers right here as well. You can only join to date. And as for details surrounding what it's actually going to be, maybe details are being saved for March the 9th as the Games Developer Conference kicks off then, and Snail Games will be in attendance. Publisher Snail Games, where on top of unveiling new projects and updates, there will be some showcase of what's going on within the ARK franchise. And whatever Snail are showing off at GDC sounds like they're going to need as much investment as they possibly can, because there was at the lowest stock price ever just over a week ago. In fact, it seemed to be absolutely plummeting to a point a few people were questioning, could this be it? Could this be the end of Snail? But with some irony in sharing the news surrounding this, some big giant creators out there decided to share the news, and it now seems to be back on the up, though still well below that $1 mark, and it's a wonder if how long they can remain under that without being delisted. And speaking of things that haven't been announced that were talked about previously and we haven't had any further details surrounding them, well, sorry Wildcard, but what is going on here? If you'd recall, just before the Lost Colony launch, it was mentioned that we were going to get an opportunity to suggest what features we wanted for all of these brand new TLC creatures we're going to see released over the year, and that hasn't happened yet. And the special little treat that was going to be in celebration of breaking the fundraising record of the charity live stream last year, that hasn't happened yet either, right? Unless I've missed something that was teased as that. I'm pretty sure nothing was actually announced surrounding whatever this celebration was going to be, with a wonder, you know, we're like 2 months since these announcements, what's going on? But I tell you what is going on, Astreaos, can't wait to play it, only a matter of days away, maybe a few more. On top of that, I'm expecting a delay, man. You know how these things work. Every time, right? Every time. I will be amazed if it does actually drop on the 25th. We'll see. Place your bets. Do you think it's going to be delayed? Comment below. Until the next one. My name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.